Ben and Peter had been childhood friends, inseparable during their early years. Life had taken them down different paths, with Ben rising from poverty through honesty and hard work. Peter, however, couldn't stand watching his friend succeed while his own life seemed stagnant. The envy grew until it consumed him. One evening, Peter invited Ben to dinner with a smile that hid a dark intent. "He can't rise above me," Peter thought, as he prepared the poisoned drink that would change their lives forever. The struggles of a young man. On a quiet street, late one evening, a young man walked slowly, his stomach rumbling with hunger. His name was Ben. Life had been cruel to him. For years he had struggled, and no one was willing to help. Even his closest friends and family had written him off. Ben lived on garri for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He soaked it in water and pretended it was a feast. But as time passed, even garri became a luxury. Days turned into weeks, and Ben had nothing to eat. One fateful afternoon, as he wandered the streets looking for odd jobs to survive, he noticed a briefcase lying by the roadside. At first, he thought it might belong to someone nearby, but as he looked around, no one seemed to be searching for it. With shaking hands, he picked it up. The briefcase of opportunity curiosity got the better of him. He opened the briefcase and was shocked to find it filled with bundles of dollars and pounds. There was also an international passport and a piece of paper with a phone number written on it. For a moment, Ben's heart raced. This money could change his life forever. He could buy food, clothes, and even start a business. But deep inside, his conscience spoke louder. "This money is not yours," it whispered. Ben decided to do the right thing. He called the number on the paper and informed the owner, a wealthy businessman named Mr. Adams, about the lost briefcase. When Mr. Adams arrived, he was overjoyed to have his briefcase back. But to Ben's surprise, Mr. Adams didn't give him a single penny as a reward. Instead, he shook Ben's hand, thanked him, and left. Years of silence. Life didn't get easier for Ben after that. In fact, it got worse. He had to sell his phone just to buy food. This meant he couldn't keep in touch with Mr. Adams, even though the man tried calling him several times. 2 years passed. Ben had taken up a job as a bus conductor, shouting at passengers and collecting fares. It was a hard life, but he held on to his honesty and faith. A twist of fate. One morning, as Ben was helping passengers board the bus, a familiar face entered. It was Mr. Adams. The wealthy man didn't recognize Ben at first, but as he got off the bus, his wallet fell to the ground. Ben quickly picked it up and handed it back to him. This simple act of honesty jogged Mr. Adams' memory. He stared at Ben for a long moment and said, "Wait a minute, are you not the young man who returned my briefcase full of money?" Ben nodded shyly. Mr. Adams was overwhelmed. "Why are you still working as a conductor? Come with me." That day marked the beginning of a new chapter in Ben's life. A life transformed. Mr. Adams took Ben to his mansion and gave him a comfortable place to stay. Over the next few months, he mentored Ben and eventually handed over one of his companies to him as a token of gratitude. The company was worth millions, and for the first time in his life, Ben experienced true comfort and success. Feeling grateful, Ben reached out to one of his childhood friends, Peter, and offered him a job as the manager of his company. Ben thought he was helping a friend in need, but he had no idea of the envy brewing in Peter's heart. The betrayal. Peter couldn't stand seeing Ben's success. He was consumed by jealousy, thinking, how could Ben, the boy who had nothing, rise above me? One evening, Peter invited Ben over for dinner. Unknown to Ben, Peter had poisoned his drink. As Ben sipped, he began to feel weak. Within hours, Ben was gone. Peter's envy and betrayal cost him not only his friend, but also the opportunity to rise alongside him. Jealousy is a dangerous poison, and it leads to destruction. Dear viewers, let's learn from this story. Always celebrate the success of others and trust that your own time will come. Stay honest, stay kind, and never let jealousy rule your heart. If this story touched you, please like this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Thank you.